you, honey.
I'm here from Washington, D.C. because I could not sleep.
Thank you.
I could not rest.
I feel you.
I could not be satisfied that another young black man has been killed by police.
Yes.
And that Dante Wright did not deserve
to die.
To be killed.
Let her speak. I'm so sorry. Let her speak.
And so I'm here to say that I stand with you.
Thank you.
I stand with his family.
Thank you.
I stand with everybody who cares about justice.
Yes.
And we cannot be still.
Yeah.
We cannot be satisfied until we get justice for Dante Wright. I want to thank all of you for being here every night. I want to thank for you to defying the odds and putting yourself in jeopardy by being here, because you cannot take what is going on any longer in this city, in the state, in this country. And so I want you to know that there are many in Congress who feel like I do. And certainly I'm not the chair of the Black Caucus, but I know how the Black Caucus feels.
Thank you.
I know how the Asian Caucus feels. I know how the Latinx Caucus feels. And so I decided to come here and not make a big deal of it, but just to say I stand with you.
Thank you.
I am not afraid. I am not intimidated, and I'm going to speak truth to power.
Thank you.
And so I want you to know that we all need to sustain this movement.
Yes.
We cannot stop.
Right.
Or we cannot hesitate. But we must say every day and every hour that we are going to persist, that this country recognizes what is going on.
Yes.
It is not only unjust and unfair, it is outright racist.
It is.
We are finding and seeing what is going on with our young people, with our young black people, with our unarmed people, with those who are losing their lives because of police who do not care about life. And I want you to know that I posted on Twitter and all of my platforms a look at what a police Glock looks like and a taser.
Yes, ma'am.
And we all know. I don't care if the police person, the woman, resigned. I don't care if she lied.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, she always lie.
And we're not going to take it.
No
we're
more.
not going to accept it.
We're going to burn it down.
We're going to make sure that we do everything that we can to say that we're going to stand for justice. We're going to fight for justice. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mama.
Oh my God. Thank you, Mother. I'm sorry, can I give you a hug, Mother?
Black lives! Black lives! Black lives!
That was Maxine Waters you just heard from.
Black lives, they matter here!
Maxine, is there going to be any congressional changes?
They matter here!
We'll try to ask her a question real quick.
Black lives, they matter here! Black lives, they matter here!
What would you like to see happen this week here? I mean, this has really been
Well, this is a very difficult time in the history of this country. Despite the fact that we know that people of color have been killed too often, unarmed young men, in particular black men, have been killed. We know that we're now coming to the end of the George Floyd trial, and that I suppose the closing arguments are going to be made on that case coming Monday. And we're really just almost at the beginning of what is happening with our young man, Dante Wright, who was killed, and that we have to persist in calling for justice. We have to let people know that we're not going to be satisfied unless we get justice in these cases. And so I just could not sleep. I could not rest. I could not be satisfied without coming here to let the family know and the friends know and the people of this community know and all those who have organized for justice know that I stand with you, and I'm going to stand not only with you but continue to fight in every way that I can for justice.
What's your opinion of the police reform efforts that are being discussed right here? And do you think that any of them have any hope of being enacted through maybe this Congress?
Well, I am not happy that we have talked about police reform for so long, and it's not only this piece of legislation, but it's been years. I confronted the police chief, Daryl Gates, in Los Angeles years ago about the killing of Eula Love and about the chokehold and about all of that. We've been fighting for so many years for reform. And so, yes, I would like to see the bill in Congress pass on police reform, but I know that the right wing, the racists, are opposed to it, and I don't know what's going to happen to it, but I know this: we've got to stay in the street, and we've got to demand justice.
As a black man, despite all of the efforts, I feel like nothing changes. And George Floyd is waking so many people up, yet nothing has happened. Despite the rhetoric, like what needs to happen that's different this year than all the years before?
We're looking for a guilty verdict. We're looking for a guilty verdict. And we're looking to see if all of the talk that took place and has been taking place after they saw what happened to George Floyd, if nothing does not happen, then we know that we've got to not only stay in the street, but we've got to fight for justice. But I am very hopeful, and I hope that we're going to get a verdict that will say guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away.
And not just manslaughter, right? I mean...
Oh, no, not manslaughter. No. This is guilty for murder. I don't know whether it's in the first degree, but as far as I'm concerned, it's first degree murder.
Congresswoman, what happens if we do not get what you just told? What should the people do? What should protesters on the street do?
I didn't hear you.
What happens?
What should protesters do?
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
What do you think about this curfew tonight?
I don't think anything about curfew. I don't know what curfew means. Curfew means that I want you all to stop talking. I want you to stop meeting. I want you to stop gathering. I don't agree with that.
Are you going to stay out here?
Oh, no, I'm not going to stay out here. I came here from Washington just to be here to make sure that I let my voice be heard among all of those who have been putting so much time on the street. And so I'm hopeful that the protests will continue. Thank you.
Where does police accountability come from?
Well, I want to tell you that the mayors and the city council people, commissioners all over this country have got to rein in the police. They have their budgets. They give them overtime pay. They make sure that they have terrific benefits. They can cut all of that out. And so it is up to the local city council members, the police chief, not the police chiefs, because the police chiefs are mostly intimidated by the police unions. And so it is the elected officials who've got to rein in the police.
Congresswoman, do you support getting rid of the police, completely abolishing it? A lot of people want to abolish the police as a solution.
Well, you've got to make sense out of it. And what you've got to say is, we've got to rethink of what policing is. We've got to really design what we really need. If you have people on the street who may have mental problems, who are compromised mentally, they don't need a police. What they need is a psychiatrist. They need social workers. They need others who can deal with these issues. And so we've got to reimagine what policing is all about. Right now, it doesn't work.
What's your message to young black people in this community that live and grow up here in Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center?
Well, my message to young black people is this, that we know that there is a lot of unfairness in the system. We know that oftentimes young black people are stopped they are searched, they're not treated fairly, and they stand to lose their lives. And they've got to know that there are people who understand this and who will stand with them and who will fight for them, who love them, and who tell them we're not going to stop until we get justice in this country.
Thank you.
Thank you.